Hello, I'm Jennifer Cavender of Haskell White, and I want to show you a tool that we use with our clients to help them assess risk and develop strategies to mitigate those risks. This tool is called Fmea, Failure Mode and Effect Analysis. The first step in this tool is to get all the risks in your business out of your head and onto a piece of paper. So we usually do this with your leadership team, your salesperson, your operations person, your CEO, your CFO. So for this example, I'm going to use 3 common risks that we see often in our clients. The first one is loss of a key person. In this example, we're going to use sales director. The second risk is loss of a key customer. And the third risk is a cyber attack. So now, once we've got all of the risk, we usually come up with about 20 to 30 risks in a business. And we ask 3 questions. And it's very simple. All you need to remember is SOD, severity, occurrence, and detection. So we ask the question, how severe would this be to your business if it occurred? How severe would it be if you lost your sales director? Let's say he has very deep relationships with your customers, he trains all your people, and this would be very severe to your business, and we'll give it an 8. We're scoring all of these from 1 to 10. Let's look at loss of a customer. If you lost a customer that was 20% of your total revenue, that would be very severe. Let's assume that is an 8. For cyber attacks, let's assume that you do have some processes and procedures in place. You have backups going off-site, and this would be less severe to your business, and let's give it a 4. Now let's look at occurrence. How likely is it that this is going to occur in your business under your current procedures and processes? Loss of a sales director. How likely is it that you're going to lose your sales director? Is there a lot of competition? Do you pay him competitively? In this example, let's say it's okay, let's give it a 5. For loss of a key customer, if your customer is 20% of your total revenue, what is the likelihood that you're going to lose that customer under your current practices and procedures? If you don't have a great relationship with that customer, it could be an 8. Cyber attacks. Is it likely that a cyber attack is going to affect your business? Well, in this example, let's say you do have some processes and procedures in place, and we're going to give it a 5. Now, let's ask the question, how likely is it for you to detect these issues occurring in your business before they happen? Loss of a sales director. Well, if you don't have good communications with your sales director, you may not be able to detect this. If you do, for this example, let's say it's a 6. Loss of a key customer. How likely is it under your current practices that you'd be able to detect the loss of a key customer? If your sales manager is in good communication with that customer, maybe it would be low. In this example, let's say not, and let's give it an 8. Cyber attacks. How likely is it under your current practices that you'd be able to detect a cyber attack coming? In this example, let's say you do have some current processes that would help you, and give it a 4. So the next step in this tool is to come up with a risk priority number. And that is very simply created by multiplying these numbers. So in this example, we have 240, 512, and 80. The rule of thumb with this tool is that anything that has a risk priority number of under 100, you don't need to worry about. You don't need to spend a lot of time because you already have practices that are taking care of much of the risks for cyber attacks. Where you do have an issue is loss of a key customer. And you can see very clearly, if you had a list of 20 risks, you would have an automatic priority list based on your risk priority number. Today, we're going to focus on loss of a key customer because this is our highest risk at 512. And we're going to strategize on how to bring this number down. So we look at the severity, and we come up with a couple of strategies that would help us reduce the severity to our business of losing a key customer. So you get together with your sales team and you come up with a couple of strategies. Maybe you diversify your customer base more. Maybe you find ways to sell more to other customers, and you strategize on how to bring this number down, and you get it to a 4. Then, moving on to the next question, occurrence. How do you bring the occurrence of this happening to your business down? Okay, so if you want to reduce the occurrence of losing this customer, you again get together with your team, come up with 2 or 3 strategies that would help you increase the relationship that you have with your customer so that the occurrence comes down to, say, you reassess at a 5. Lastly, let's look at detection. Again, come up with a couple of strategies with your team to bring down the detection risk. How do we detect if we're going to lose a customer? Well, maybe the CEO, make sure that they're communicating with the sales manager of this account more and making sure that relationship is strong. Maybe you're locking in long-term contracts to make sure you're not losing them, and you're able to bring this down to a 4. So now we have 5 times 5 times 4, and we've brought our risk from a 512 down to 80. Fmea is a great tool to help you prioritize the risks in your business and develop strategies to mitigate them. This is how we help our CEOs sleep better at night.